So far we have discussed EMS, Environmental Management System. Environmental Management System is been working for several parameters. What are they? So you should form a cycle. Start from environmental policy, planning, measurement, monitoring, management review will be there. You have continual improvement. So this is how the cycle goes. For all the process, you have environmental management system. For following this, you have a program. Environmental management program is in US. So first I will discuss the US scenario. The US has environmental management program. I will discuss two programs. One is how India manages the environmental process, how US manages the environmental progress. Two things I will discuss. First thing is in US, they have environmental management program to support National Institute of Environmental Health Science. For India, what ministry is there to take care of environment? Ministry of Environment. Under this department, you have a society. In the US, they have different formation which is called NIEHS. What is the overall goal for that is to reduce the negative impact of environmental issues. They have federal, state and local environmental regulations. Federal means national level, state in the sense they have different states, and local. In India also national level. In US they call it as federal. In India they call it as national. In India also you have Central Pollution Control Board, State Pollution Control Board and local bodies. The Panchayat regulations are there. Like that you have the compliance program for each and every level. First one is air emission. They make program. What do you mean by program? Is an activity. In TVs or in YouTubes you will watch program. What do you mean by that? It is a set of activity. Like that government runs a program. That means government does some activity. What kind of activity it does? First one is air emission. What are the activities does the government do in order to reduce that? That comes under this. In NIEHS campus, they monitor, make a program regarding to boilers, emergency generators and incinerators. Boilers are used to heat, generators are used to provide electricity, and incinerators will burn the waste. These things will generate emissions. So this emissions will be reduced by air emission program. So in program what they do is they teach new technology. From this they make conference, they collect all the children, they collect all the students and they make seminars, they make workshops like that. Building expos will be there. If you go to that expo, you will be seeing number of innovations. Like that you have air emissions, whatever new or alternative transportation is available, electrical vehicle like that, carpooling, network operations, etc. will be discussed in that program. Yes. In India, what we have is Center for Environmental Education, CEE, which is started at 1984. The center office is available at Ahmedabad. This comes under Ministry of Environment and Forest at 1984, which was started. Not only in Ahmedabad, you have in India around 41 places you have this kind of centers, Center of Environmental Education. In Bangalore you have an office, Center for Environmental Education. It is at Malleshwaram. You can visit. There are number of activities will be going on, conferences, seminars, expos, workshops like that. And 41 offices across India you have. South office is located at Bangalore, which is at Malleshwaram, Australia and Sri Lanka. So in these two countries they have. Yes. The US program is called NIEHS. The Indian program is called CEE. Okay. So this is the website. Center of Environmental Education. This is a wonderful website I have gone through. Here number of activities are happening without awareness. So they don't have public awareness and they don't run a social media channel also. That is why these activities, whatever they do, which are not aware for maximum of the people. Here if you check this, in 2025, there is a international conference on education for sustainable action. In Delhi, what happened? Due to air pollution, the schools are closed. In recent days, the schools are closed. So the students, what they do is, they participate and they create awareness on clean air. So this is the awareness program which they have done. World Children's Day, UN acknowledges the children's demand right to clean air. They don't have a clean air to go to school. We are in a safer zone now. Bangalore is under a clean environment. But think of other places. They don't have clean air. Even schools and educational institutions are closed. Offices are running under work from home mode. Now, why I highlight you here is, this is one of the program of Center for Environmental Education. Under this, they have made this program. Yes. The primary objective of CEE is to improve public awareness. If any innovations are existing, they will bring that and they will distribute to common people or industrialists. Like that they do. They educate sustainable development. It undertakes demonstration projects in education. Small level prototypes they do. How to remove air emission, how to remove water pollution, how to decrease the land disposal. Like that they will do small prototypes and they will create awareness. They do researches, they publish books. Like that this program goes. So they endorse attitudes, strategies and technologies. Endorses, they approve attitudes regarding to sustainable development. So through this, the government promotes the sustainable development action. This is one of their program. They have made one workshop on hazardous waste management. How to turn the hazardous waste to useful resources. So this kind of programs are being run by CEE. Yes. Next, what are the key points are required to make environmental management program? First one I have discussed, air emission. Next thing is energy management. Energy is meant by power. Energy is a power, electrical power, that is current. In laboratory or Center of Environmental Education, what they do is they make alternative for energy. What are the other alternatives for electrical energy and increase the usage of renewable energy? Next thing is green purchase. What do you mean by that? Raw materials. The raw materials has to be green materials that are energy efficient materials, not depleting resources, only renewable resources. And next one is hazardous material management. We know that material is hazard, but how to handle, how to store hazardous waste and how to transport hazardous waste disposal, etc. Now hazardous waste management, how it could be transported, etc. Pesticides. Now we know that we require pesticides in order to reduce the unwanted insects during farming. So how to integrate pest management, controlling pests, not only in farming, in households, in forest, etc. It has to be managed. So effective personal activities and research activities are done. Solid waste management is the waste which are being generated from industry, how to reduce that. So regarding this, storm water is rainwater. Rainwater otherwise called storm water. How to utilize this storm water? How to utilize rainwater? Like that. So reducing potential for outdoor petroleum chemical spills. If it spills, it pollutes storm water. When it pollutes storm water, it pollutes the groundwater. So storm water conveyance system. Then wastewater, how to carry or transport the wastewater from houses and from industry. Water consumption, reduce water consumption, etc. Now, CEE has following programs. Climate changes. We know that climate change is increasing, but CEE provides program to reduce climate change. They provide program for balance the biodiversity conservation, like that. education for children, education for youth, higher education, environmental nature, etc. You can read this. They support and they provide initiation, study materials and activities regarding this. Now, first part of this class is over. Now, second part is organization structure and responsibility. How does EMS, Environmental Management System, in that all the industries have specific role. Imagine if any explosive gas is released in the environment, somebody has to take care, isn't it? Somebody is responsible. Before 15 days, have you heard that during Diwali season, a 7-story building is collapsed and around 7 people immediately died. And the chief minister has given 5 lakhs for each family. They have got approval only for 4 stories. And during the construction, they have built 7 stories. What happened? The rain was severe before 15 days. During the severe rainfall, the building got collapsed. Then who is responsible for this? Will you imprison the owner, or will you imprison the engineer, or will you imprison the workers? If you ask workers, the workers will tell that, sir, whatever engineer is saying, we have constructed. If you catch engineer, sir, the structural engineer given the design, I have only got the plan, so I am executing to people. If we ask structural engineer, he says that, sir, only for 4-story I have given the structural design, but they have built a 7-story. Then if we are asking the owner is not there, he has given the in charge to someone to construct the building. So the in charge is been stuck in the police now. So he is responsible for that. Currently, what is the justice given to that? In organization, you should have a structure. That means if any failure occurs, who is responsible? There should be a responsibility. In industrial activities are very large. You should have a responsible people. Now we will discuss what are the responsibilities given in an industry for, and what are the structure we will discuss. So this outlines the hierarchy, reporting relationship in level of organization, and what are the duties at each level. If anything goes wrong, at each and every level we can catch who is responsible for this impacts. It might be positive impact or negative impact. Roles and responsibilities, authorities are defined, documented and communicated for effective management. So the management has to provide resources for that. Resources not only means financial resources. Resources means human resources. Skill is also a resource. Skill, technological resource, and finally the financial resource. These things has to be given to the EMS, and they shall appoint management representatives. The roles and responsibilities are to ensure EMS requirement. Everywhere you can see small terminologies, you have to understand. So for the management representative shall provide the duties, roles and responsibilities for EMS. If an organization should implement EMS, then they should establish, implement and maintain the international standard. Next one, who will report the EMS to the management again? So this is also a parameter. Ensuring EMS requirement, and second thing is reporting EMS parameter to top management for review. Now, the top level management is having some responsibility. Now let us discuss what are they. Define environmental policy. The duty of management is to define environmental policy. They should be the tone for the industry, how the industry should run. They should give a key point like policies. Now, it should be led by commitments to continual improvement. If the strong environmental policy is not set, then it does not prevent the pollutions. Also the legislative things. Then adequate resources. It might be financial, technological, skill, etc. Reward good performance. If in any system, EMS is a system. In that system, if any positive things are there, they have to reward that. Regular review, that is, they have to review yearly. For EMS, integrate environmental management principles to practice in organizational culture. After management, you have three types of representative. First one is environmental management representative. So the top level management will not come in EMS. So they send some representative in the respect of management. So what are the roles they play? Is they play roles on identifying all the EMS environmental management system is happening in a timely manner. So this is what their role. Next thing is reporting periodically to top management. If any fault occur in environmental management system and it is not going in a stream flow, they have to report. Second one is EMS coordinator. What are the roles of coordinator is identify, assign, schedule and provide necessary support to ensure all tasks related to EMS. So the coordinator will go to the ground, not to play in the ground, but they will be looking it as an umpire. So they will go to the field, but they will not play. So those kind of roles are called EMS coordinator. They will identify, assign, schedule, etc. They work closely with EMR and CFT, cross-function team, and they prepare the EMS manual. How each level they have to follow, either in operations, either in logistics, in other areas, how they should work, they will give the working manual. In some organizations, EMR, environmental management representative, and EMS coordinator will be same. In some management it will be different. Then cross-functional team, they are the departmental level facets. So each and every department you have CFT, determining the significant aspect, setting objective and target. What was our last class? Setting objective and targets, no? That is set by the CFT, cross-functional team. And implementing environmental management programs, this is today's class. Last topic I have discussed. Then reviewing the tracking EMS, serving for information resources. So these three teams will work. In an organization or industry, if anything goes wrong, they will look into each and every level. Now, president, who will be the president in an industry? Top level management. They will not come to work. So they will appoint whom? The environmental management representative. So they will be having administrative assistant. They might be EMS representative. You have plant control. For any industry, do you need plant? What do you mean by plant? Plant is a place where you create something, where you create the project. Manufacturing manager, engineering manager, quality control, program manager, human resource. Now, in human resource, can you see EMR? What is EMR? I have discussed in last slide. Environmental management representative. EMR works below the top level management. After EMR, what are the other teams? EMS coordinator. EMS is environmental management system coordinator. Below him, you will be having a cross-functional team. These are the main three teams in order to take care of the organization and structure. Now, for each and every aspect, you can go through this. So, this I will leave it to further readings. For sustainable policy, this column gives area. What are the areas they will work? They will work on defining the sustainable policy, who is responsible, and authority. Authority is president. If in last class I have disclosed the TCS, environmental policy. Below that you have a signature, no? Who made that signature? Have you keenly observed that? Top level management, CEO. Can you see this? So they approve the environmental policy of the organization. Then environmental aspect, which I have discussed in one class. Who is responsible for that? What are the areas they have covered? EMS task force, Whose authority for environmental aspect? Management representative, EMR. The next one, legal and other requirements. You have representatives, object and targets. Who will maintain, who will establish the objectives and targets are given here. Then authority, etc. RMS, resource management system. This comes under human resource. HR, in organization chart I have discussed HR. HR deals with resource management system. Like that, operation control, emergency preparedness. So this chart you can read it and understand. Finally, the management review will be done by the president. Environmental policy is made by president. Final management review will be done by the president. So this is how the environmental management system goes. From policy, planning, then aspects, setting objective and target, etc. Like that. It has to come, and finally the management review has to take one decision for the next year. So that will be made it as initial environmental review, IER.